Welcome to Courageous Creative Conquerors. I'm your host, Jean Boyce Dart, Expressive Arts psychotherapist, credentialed teacher, and coach. It's my belief that we are all courageously creative and destined to navigate our way through life, learning how to feel, reveal, and heal. And we do this safely and effectively through the expressive arts. Hi, everyone. I'm Jean Boyce Dart, and this is Courageous Creative Conquerors. And my special guest today is Mindy Trisko. She's a fashion designer, and she's the owner of 1030 Clothing. So welcome, Mindy. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here too.
I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to finding out a little bit more about what you do in fashion design, and particularly when you say wear your prescription. What does that mean? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit, about me and what I do. I am by day, I'm a high school fashion teacher, and I've been sewing really since I was little, and it's always been fabrics and clothes and colors that have always sort of interested me. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that I decided I really needed to put myself out there, right, and start my own clothing brand. And so now I have my own line of clothing, 1030 clothing. Um, and it's all focused on empowering women and encouraging women to, really step into their own and wear what makes them comfortable rather than trends or what other people, maybe suggest that they should wear. And it's all about sustainability as well. So, really wearing fibers and fabrics that are going to be good for the planet, and then supporting give making sure the people that are making the clothes are getting a fair wage and, fair working conditions and things like that. So, I'm really excited about this idea that I've been practicing pretty much my whole life, but it wasn't until I really started writing this chapter that I'm like, maybe I could share this with people, maybe other people might benefit from it. So, this idea of wearing your prescription and kind of wearing clothes that can actually help shift your mood. I remember I was telling a friend a few years ago about my closet, and I was like, oh, well, I have it all organized by color. And she was like, you do? I'm like, well, yeah, because that's like how I get dressed in the morning, right? Like if I want to feel upbeat or if I know it's a challenging day, I'll wear like a bright pink or a light color, But if it's something where I have, maybe I have a lot of meetings or things to do and I need to be kind of really mental and intellectual, maybe it's like a white collared shirt or maybe it's something in black, just to kind of keep me focused. And she was like really baffled. I was like, doesn't everybody do this? She said, no, Mindy,
I
no.
do it. I do it. Yeah.
Good. I mean, there is something psychological that happens and emotionally that also happens when we put on clothes, whether it's something that you bought on a special trip with your friends, with the girls, with your partner, whoever it might be, or if it's something that someone made for you. Like when you put this on, you're carrying a bit of that emotion, that love, that memory, that special sentiment with you. And so this is really about encouraging people to really look at the items that they have in their closet and really organize their closet in a way that's going to be based around the attitude or the emotion or the way of being that they want to have for that day. So
Let's talk about that a little bit more and get into that in terms of expressive arts and wearable art and helping someone. What if someone is stuck? They're going through some things and they're just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't know who I am, kind of a thing. I would imagine that you could help them with starting off with their image and what they can wear and what they're feeling. And how would you pull that out of them about wearing their prescription? How would you go about that? What kinds of things can you offer them for them to start looking in their closet and start figuring out what brings me joy, kind of a thing, or how do I feel when I wear it? How do you work with someone?
right. That's a great question. I usually like to start with asking people to go through their closet and pull out 3 items that just bring them happiness, that for whatever reason, they love putting this thing on. It could be an old raggedy sweatshirt with a bunch of paint on it. It doesn't have to be this beautiful, pristine item. But, and then really working with that and kind of asking questions about, well, tell me more about this item. When did you get this item? How does it feel, the fabric on your body? What do you usually do when you're wearing this item? Sometimes I have a sweatshirt that I wear and it's because of the color and it's because of what it says on it. It always reminds me of my dad. So I'm like, I just always feel warm and cozy and, I put it on when I want some comfort. But, unless you're actually aware and making those connections, we just sometimes get dressed without giving thought to it. We really can, by changing our attitude and our emotions, we really can impact others during the day too. So I always like to start with the favorite items, right? What are these ones that you always go to for whatever reason? And then just kind of, encouraging them to go to dig a little deeper as to the why. And then the follow-up step to that is when you're shopping, think about that same idea, not necessarily going out and it's whatever, it's wide leg jeans now, so I need a pair of wide leg jeans. Well, maybe they don't make you feel good. Maybe they don't look good on your body type. So it's more about, let me find clothes that make me smile or make me feel sexy or make me feel confident or whatever that is that you want to feel. Just kind of,
There you go. Yeah.
shifting your attitude a little bit and your perspective when you're actually shopping and looking for clothes too.
Yeah. So it's asking, how do you want to feel? How are you feeling right now? And how do you want to feel?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yes, acting as if, as if I'm in a state of joy all day, every time I wear this, and
Mhm.
this might be. So,
So you are in our book, Expressive Arts, The Ultimate Creative Guide to Transforming Stress. Tell us a little bit about your chapter. Maybe you can read a little bit of it.
yeah, that's great. It was such an honor to me asked to be a part of this book. So I'm like so excited that I'm a part of it with all these really other spectacular
Yeah.
creative artists as well. It's really like humbling to be a part of the whole experience in the book. Yeah, so my chapter is really about this tool and it was kind of about my story of how I discovered this and my vivid memory of when I was a little girl and I had this one dress that, like, to this day, I'm always, like, kind of trying to recreate. It was, like, fun and playful but it
Love it.
was still somewhat formal, so my mom was like, "Yes, okay, you can wear it," and I'm like, "Haha, little does she know it's so comfortable," it wasn't like this stiff little dress with tights or something that I wasn't so into. Um, but, the chapter really I try to encourage people through the chapter to really think about these garments and these pieces that have been special to them throughout their life. Is it, that special prom dress that you had or that hand knitted sweater that you got up in the mountains a couple years ago that was a really transformative trip for you. And really recognizing that even though it is a garment, it can be so mundane because we wear them every day. It's that there can be something sacred about when we put them on.
Yeah.
It can be really a tool for healing, just as much as a gemstone or an oil or whatever it might be, a sacred symbol could be. You can, as much meaning as you put into something is as much meaning as, you're going to get out of it. So I just really encourage people to just take time with their clothes, and just think about them and look at them a little differently.
I love that. Yeah, it's we are art, wearable art, and we're sharing that with the world. And so putting some thought into that, how well you've got comfort, you've got memories, you've got just the texture and feeling of it or movability in it, how, so there's
Yeah.
just so many different things about what we wear and to put some thought into that.
Yeah.
I've got this sign behind me here, Courageous Creative Conquerors. What does that mean to you? And how have you been courageous throughout this journey where you discovered your passion and purpose in life working with fashion design and starting out your business and everything. How have you been a courageous, creative conqueror?
Yeah. Um, there's a quote that always comes up to like always pops in my head whenever I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And it's like, do it scared. Like, do it, just do it. And so really, being a teacher of fashion, I'm always encouraging my students to do it, to put themselves out there. All these, kooky sort of ideas that maybe they think are a little too out there, or the people around them aren't wearing it. I'm like, no, you need to wear it. It's great. And I was like, I need to live by that, right? I need to also do that for myself too. And I've known since I was really little that at some point I have to fully put myself out there. Like at some point I need to have my own brand and really put my expressions out into the world. And so about 2 years ago, I really started um the brand, and it's been terrifying at times. It's been like, like, what are people gonna think? What if this is terrible? All the doubts, doubts, doubts. Um, but it's been really great because so many of my friends and family and people I don't know, like even just like a little comment on something, a positive comment can really just like keep
Yeah,
going. Like just those little bits from people, you're like, okay, okay, I got this. I got this. And it's just do it scared. Even if you're scared, do it. That's really been like my motto for for a little while. It's really helped a lot. But
that's a great message to send to the world. Even if you're scared, just do it. Yeah, do it scared.
you're
Yeah.
gonna learn something, right? You'll learn something about yourself. It's gonna be a great growth journey for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. So is there any last word you want to say before we close? And I would love for you to tell people how they can reach you, your websites, and you have the most fun Instagram. I love checking you out.
That's so sweet.
Your little videos, and you're just so funny and being silly and everything. And your chapter is like that too. It's got this humor in it, kind of cheekiness, kind
Yeah,
of. So
it does. It does. It's definitely got
it
my
is kind of
feminine.
fun. It's a really fun read. What's the title of your chapter?
So the title of my chapter is Fashion Your Mood. Believe it's Wear Your Prescription. I went back and forth with so many titles. But I know it's Fashion Your Mood. I am lucky number 13 in the book, so you will
Lucky
see.
13.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so we're really looking forward to that launching on August 5th. And it's so exciting. And you can join Mindy's launch team and find out more about that if you'd like. So
Yeah, and my website, you also asked about that. My website is 10301030clothing.com. My birthday is October 30th, so that's the name. So if you don't remember, maybe you'll remember the 1030. That's why it's named that. And then I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at 1030clothing.com, 1030 clothing. But I'm so excited for the book to come out. I'm excited for people to get a chance to read all the other chapters too. Like there is a lot of really, really great work in there.
each chapter is about the power of the expressive arts and in so many different ways. We've got a magician, we've got someone who is a writer, we've got people who are dancers, we've got all different kinds of people sharing what these expressive arts did to change their lives and giving tips and free tools and information on how you can change your life and reach your goals. So thank you so much, Mindy.
Thank
Thank
you for having me.
your viewers for watching, and keep watching to find out more about this book, Expressive Arts, and to hear more from all of our contributing artists in the book. Thanks so much. Bye bye.